Coming out of COVID, I developed shitty eating habits and put on unwanted fat, and I was just ashamed of my body and wasn't proud of my physique. So when the gyms reopened, I committed myself to changing over the next few months, losing that fat, and got to the most shredded physique I ever was. And here are 3 things that genuinely made a massive difference on that journey. Number 1, you've got to pick a season. You need to start treating your life like a season of a TV show. If you want to lose fat, then you need to say, this is the season where I lose that annoying fat and get into the best shape of my life. What this does is it makes all your focus and all your decisions onto one thing. The mistake I see people make is just loosely just saying, oh, I'm going to get into shape and do this and that, but they're not committing their energy into one place. Where focus goes, energy flows. I was eating clean for so long during that period that when I had a KFC or McDonald's, my stomach couldn't even handle it. But because it was the priority to me, those months were fully filled with shredding that fat. Nothing else mattered to me. The 90% of decisions I made were all tailored to that. And because of that, I went even further and I cut out smoking and I cut out drinking. The thing is, when you fully commit to something, your brain starts to change and you start to notice patterns that you didn't before. And those patterns are things that will help you go further in that journey, but you have to commit to it fully. The second thing that made a huge difference in my fat loss journey, for the first time I started to say no. Your workplace on Friday orders pizzas. Your family are making some unhealthy oily food at home. Your friends want to go out for junk food. Whatever it may be, the snacks are available on the shelf. When those impulses come, you must start saying no now. Otherwise you will never do it down the run. And if you don't say no, you will always have this annoying fat and you will not get in shape. Trust me, I've been there. And you'll tell yourself you'll do it next time, but you won't. When you start to say no, you actually tell your own mind that you're actually on this journey for real. Because what will happen before is you tell yourself, I'm going to get on this fat loss journey, and the first temptation that comes along, you're like, okay, you know what, I'm going to give in. Your mind is just like, oh well, you know what, of course he's going to give in. He's not on this journey for real. He's just taking the piss again like he normally does. But when you say no for the first time, it'll feel weird. But the thing is, at that point, you're making a massive shift in your brain and your mind. For the first time, your mind's like, oh shit, is he actually going to do this for real? Maybe we should actually support him. Maybe we should actually help him do this. And the feeling of pride and motivation that you get from saying no is so much more than eating that shitty food. But you won't know that until you've done it. I started to enjoy saying no. I started to take pride in saying no so much so that even when I go out to eat nowadays with my friends, I'll happily say no, but I'm just going to get the grilled food. It's just become habitual to me and I like it. And the next step, and I think this is the most important, is I started to make new standards along the journey. When you wanted to lose fat, I bet you had 2 thoughts in your mind. The one where you were here, fat, overweight with your belly, and the next is that physique looking like Zac Efron off Baywatch, the absolutely jacked one. Now I want you to imagine a ladder. With this thought of mind, all you're doing is one rung at the top and another rung at the bottom. But a ladder is made up of multiple steps, and each of these rungs have to be stepped on to get to the top. When I came back from COVID, my bottom rung was my worst physique. Yes, I was fat. But then a few weeks in, I started to see my love handles decrease. That's one step up the rung, and that was my new minimum standard. Then a few weeks after that, I started to see the outline of my abs. A new step above the ladder, but this is my new minimum standard. And then a couple of months later, I was shredded. Now this is my new step up the ladder, and this is my new minimum standard. You need to keep increasing your minimum standards, so then that way you don't drop below it. Because we never rise to a higher self, we will always drop to the minimum standard that we tolerate of ourselves. My physique right now is a result of slowly and incrementally increasing my standards to the point which this is now my minimum standard. If all you have is this top physique and that's the only goal that you want to get to, I promise you, you will not get it. If you don't make the little steps your new minimum standards, you won't get that dream physique and you won't lose that fat. And if you want to know what your minimum standard is right now, go look in the mirror. That's your answer. Now the principles I've given you today are evergreen. It means you can apply this no matter what stage of the fat loss journey you're in, and you can even apply it to different disciplines in life. Yes, I've given you the videos, and I'll give you more videos on the tactics and the nutrition and how to do it. But even if I give you the best of plans with the best of nutrition tactics, if you don't know how to use it and implement it correctly throughout your life, you're never going to make the changes. Implement these principles and start taking action on it, and that's the only way you're going to get your dream physique. And using these principles are honestly how I got to my physique today. But as always, you know my message, bro. Keep building, keep progressing, and I'll catch you in the next one.